Great.
Hitting the walls for release or finding the walls is one of the things that I think is, really special, really magical about this discovery and this method. There's 5 primary walls, as there is, many more walls, or what I call limitations or restrictions within the human body. But for the sake of this, I found that there are 5 important walls. The first one being the front leg. The front leg is going to dictate, as soon as it lands, how much rotation and how much linear motion it can create before you get to a restriction. So, example, the front leg can only extend so much before there's a limitation or restriction. And if you try to override that, you're usually going to get into a strain, a pull, or a tear. So your body's going to register and say, this is as far as I can go. The same thing goes rotationally with the knee. It can only rotate so much before you hit that limitation, that restriction, or the wall, as I would say. So you have the front leg. Then you have your torso. You have 2 things with your torso. It's rotational and it's also linear. So that's your back bend and then you're bending forward. This is going to be the same thing for each section that I discussed. So your torso can only bend back your lumbar so far before you hit a limitation or restriction. Same thing goes for spinal rotation. So how far you can rotate your shoulders around your spine without moving or shifting your spine is going to be the other one. Then you have the back leg, which is the same as the front leg. It can only rotate so far and it can only extend so much before you hit the wall, limitation, or restriction. Same thing goes for your shoulder. Your shoulder can only move so far externally and internally before you hit a wall or a limitation or restriction. And the same thing goes for the elbow joint. You can only go back so far and move so far forward, internally, externally, before you hit a wall or limitation. If you can manipulate all of these walls or all of these limitations and restrictions into their end ranges without overriding into a strain or into a pull or causing a injury, some type of break, that you realize that you can get there without having to overemphasize or override and force, then you can realize you can just move towards where the walls are, and over time, once you hit all the walls, the arm will release as a cause and effect of hitting all of these walls and limitations and restrictions at the right time.